Salvete! This is Latin with Stephen. Thanks for joining me, guys. You're very welcome here. Mihi nomen est Stephen. Salve or salvete, that's plural if you're talking to more than one person. Salve, mihi nomen est, to me. Mihi nomen, name, est is Stephen. Try it. Go, say hello and introduce yourself. Salve, mihi nomen est, and then your name. You could even give yourself a more Roman sounding name for the guys. Aulus, Marcus, Gaius, Quintus, Lucius. For the girls, for the ladies out there, Ulpia, Domitilla, Julia, Aelia, Anya, Crispina, take your pick. Mihi nomen est. By this point, we've introduced quite a lot of first declension nouns ending in a. We started this series of presentations with puella. What else have we come across in terms of first declension nouns? Come on, throw them at me. What have we got? Table, mensa. Farmer, don't forget the farmer. He's going to feature in today's lesson too, but he might be causing some trouble later on. Agricola, slave girl. Ancilla, mistress. Domina, matron. Matrona. Star, stella. Spear, hasta. In the last lesson we talked about making dinner, the evening meal. Cana. Do you remember? Parat prepares. Canaan parat prepares the dinner. We had a stranger come into the equation, a new person, a newcomer, foreigner. Ad means to, coming to us. Adwena, with a W in the middle. Advena or adwena. What have I missed? Oh, eagle. Aquila. Let's just revise the declension forms, the ending singular and plural. Then we'll add a few new words, guys. All right. So, puella, puella, puellam, puellai, puellai, puella. Again, please repeat after me. Puella, puella, puellam, puellai, puellai, puella. Plural. Puellai, puellai, puellas, puellarum, puellis, puellis. Again, puellai, puellai, puellas, puellarum, puellis, puellis. Very good. I hope you are doing that nice and loud. Let's get the neighbours learning Latin whether they want to or not. All right. So, new words. Villa, house, villa. Wouldn't be a standard word for house. That would be domus, D-O-M-U-S, like domestic. But villa would be something more elaborate. So your wealthy people may have had a villa, perhaps up on the Palatine Hill, which is the trendy district, I believe, or maybe in the country outside of Rome, where they went for their fresh air and peace and quiet. Kitchen, culina. Culina. A street or the road is the via. Remember the V is pronounced as a W. Via. Arena. So that we have that word in modern English, an arena, where some kind of contest or show takes place. It literally means sand. So that would be the first literal meaning. Presumably the sand was placed down to soak up the blood, a bit gruesome, in the gladiatorial combats. I think that's where it came. So then arena came to stand for the actual place, the amphitheatre. And taberna, very much like the English word. You might go there for a drink or something like that. Any ideas? A tavern. So a tavern inn or a shop as well. Okay, so it can double up and have that function. Taberna. Villa, culina, via, arena, taberna. Okay, very, very good. Two new verbs for you here. I'll come back to the red bit in a second. So remember, first conjugation verbs end in are. So we had amo, amas, amat, amamos, amatis, amant. Last lesson we introduced dare, to give. Dare. What did we do to it? We removed the are, There was only the D left in the stem, and it still follows the pattern. It's just shorter. Do, das, dat. I give, you give, he, she gives. Do, das, dat. Da muss, dat is, dant. Come on, I'm not doing this on my own, guys. Do, das, dat. Da muss, dat is, dant. I'm trusting that you're joining in here. Do, das, dat. Da muss, dat is, dant. Now, we've got pugnare. So take off the are, and it gives us pugn, pugn, and we apply the endings. I fight, you fight, he fights. Pugno, pugnas, pugnat. Pugnamus, pugnatis, pugnanti. Again. Pugno, pugnas, pugnat. Pugnamus, pugnatis, pugnans. The gladiator fights. What's that? It's not a first declension word, but because it's a very common one, I'm just throwing it in. Being a bit cheeky here, really. Gladiator, pugnat. Doesn't fight. The gladiator doesn't fight. Gladiator, non pugnat. Now, nunc. Today, hodie. Gladiator, hodie, pugnat. Gladiator, hodie, non pugnat. All right? Pugnare, pugnare. We have the English word pugnacious. Don't be so pugnacious. Pugnacious, someone who wants to... pugnus is your fist. So, someone who likes to get into fights, or maybe, less literally, somebody who likes to be getting into quarrels and arguments. All right? Don't be pugnacious, at least not during Latin lessons. And the last one is similar to dare, because it's quite short, but it's still first conjugation. We've got the stem is st, sto, star, stat, stamus, statis, stant. It means to stand. Stare. Again, sto, star, stat, stamus, statis, stant. Let's do dare, followed by stare, and learn them as a little pair. Dare, do, da, stat, damus, statis, stant. Stare, sto, star, stat, stamus, statis, stant. I think you'll remember that one. Stare, to stand. Stand and be a star. Look like a star when you're standing so everybody looks at you. Stare. Okay. We're going to come back to these items of vocabulary in a matter of minutes. Let us just first recap our cases and see if we can remember the precise functions of those cases. So, ne, nominative. Subject of the sentence, which is to say the person in charge of the verb, being or doing. Vocative, direct address, girl, stranger, master, when you're calling them, maybe the first word in a line of direct speech. Accusative, we definitely know that by now, it's direct object, right? Genitive, we said that's of the. Do you remember we had the word for bracelet? Goes on your arm. Armilla, the bracelet of the girl. We'd say the girl's bracelet with an apostrophe, wouldn't we? But the bracelet of the girl. Armilla, puellai, or puellai, armilla. Of the girls, armillarum, armillarum. The table, mensa, of the matron. Mensa, matronai. Two matrons. The table belongs to them both. Mensa matro narum. Matro narum mensa. Of the belonging to. Yesterday we did dative with dare or parare, preparing for, buying for, giving to. Always this idea of an indirect object. An extra personal thing has come into the equation. And that's dative, giving. Alright? Puellai, to the girl. Puellis, for the girls. So that leaves this last little one. Lurking in the bottom corner. What case might this be? Cheeky little one that's evaded us thus far. But no longer, my friends. No longer we will crack the code and know all our cases. Ablative. Ablative case. Basic meaning is by, from, or with. It's quite versatile, the ablative case. It has many uses in Latin. By, from, or with. Typically after little words that we call prepositions, words that indicate literally a position in space physically, or a relationship to another word in a sentence. So we've got two that I'm going to introduce here. In, which just means in, like English, in the house, and cum, which means with. Now both these words are followed by the ablative case. In, when it's suggesting in or at a place located somewhere. I am in the room. She is in the garden. We are in the arena. Okay, so not moving into, that will be different, but located in or at a place is ablative. And cum, with, well, whoever you're with, the word that comes immediately after is ablative. So if we just look at this ablative, you'll notice in the singular for first declension, well, it's pretty much the same as the nominative, but for the fact that it has a long A on the end. That sign there, that horizontal line, wouldn't have been used by the Romans, and indeed some books, when you get a bit further on and start reading Latin, they don't include it. It's just assumed that you know it because there's an in or a cum. But some books for learners will put the markings on, which is very helpful when we're starting out, because then we know it is ablative. But how would it sound? Simply puella. So, puella, short. Puella. Puella. Don't need to overdo it. It's probably about double the length. Puella. So, with the girl. Cum puella. Cum puella. With the girls. Cum puellis. Cum puellis. Let's take the matron. With the matron. Cum matrona. Plural. Cum matronis. Can you remember the word the verb to walk, to amble? Ambulare. I amble, I walk. Ambulo. I'm walking with the girl. Ego, if you like. Cum puella ambulo. In the street. In we are. So that's going to get, because it's directly after in or cum, it's just going to get a long A. In we are. Just a slight difference in the sound. Ego. Cum puella. In we are. Ambulo. Ego. Cum puella. Ambulo. Because I love the girl. Why not? Because, quod. Puellam, accusative amo. Ego cum puella, in via, ambulo, nunc, now. Quod? Puellam, amo. Very good. So, in the kitchen, in culina. I'm probably overdoing it, but I'm just emphasizing it for the point. In culina, in the street, in via, in the tavern or the inn, the shop, in taberna. What about the slave girl works, labours in the shop? Anquilla in taberna laborat. Now, nunc. Today, hodie. Anquilla, hodie. In taberna laborat. But the gladiator does not work in the tavern, but the gladiator, sed gladiator, not work in tavern, in taberna non laborat, because, quod, he's fighting in the arena. In arena, long, in arena pugnat. Today, hodie. Sed gladiator non in taberna laborat. Quod? Hodie. Gladiator in arena pugnat. What about, let's bring the farmer back into the equation. And there are going to be two of them this time. How would you say the farmers are fighting? Pugno, pugnos, pugnat, pugnamos, pugnatis, agricolae. They're doing the action, so it's nominative case. Agricolae pugnant. Right. Agricolae pugnant. Where? In the street. Not in the arena, that's the gladiators. In the street. Agricolae in via. Elongate the vowel. In via pugnant. Now, nunc. Why? Why on earth? Because they, we don't need to mention that word explicitly, love the girl. Typical. The farmers are fighting in the street now because they love the girl. Because girl, they love. Agricolae, nunc, in via pugnant, quod, puellam, accusative, amant, with nt, plural verb. Well done, if you got it right. Or even if you just got the first half, remember you can pause it, go back, try again. The farmers often, here's a nice new word for you, saipe, often fight, saipe pugnant. Where? In the street. Saipe. In via pugnant. Because quod puellam amant. Let's flip the script a little bit here now. Let's change the actors. What's a slave girl? Ancilla. Plural. Nominative. Ancillae. Remember, ancillae. Right. In the kitchen. Inculina. Why? In. Little preposition takes ablative case. The word after it comes in ablative case. Inculina. They're fighting. They're at it too. Everyone's at it. One of those days. Ancillae inculina pugnant. Because they love the farmer. Quod agricolam amant. They often fight. Saipe. Ancillae. Saipe. Inculina. Pugnant. Quod. Ancillae. Don't have to repeat it, but I'm just ancillae. Agricolam amant. Uh-oh, but the mistress is about. And she ain't going to like that very much. The mistress, domina, chastises the slave girls. Let's do that bit. She chastises them now. Domina, nunc, ancil, what is it? She chastises them. Direct object accusative plural, as. Ancillas castigat. Quod. Ancillae pugnant inculina. Matrona or domina ancillas nunc castigat. Quod, because ancillae, this time they're doing the action, aren't they? So they're now in this part of the sentence. They're the doing of the action, so that's nominative. Ancillae pugnant. Because quod agricolam amant. Because they love the farmer. Very, very good. So, one more time. Let's just run through the declension, and I think we'll wrap it up for today at this point. Puella, puella. Puellam, accusative, puellae, puellae, puella. Plural. Puellae, puellae, puellas. Puellarum, puellis, puellis. Come on, let's do it again. And let's think about the meanings of these cases. puella, puella, puellam, accusative, puellai, puellai, puella. Cum puella, with the girl. Cum puella, cum agricola, cum domina. Plural. Puellai, puellai, puellas. Puellarum, puellis, puellis. Again. Puellai, puellai, puellas. Puellarum, puellis, puellis. Okay. Well, let me just congratulate you, because now we've reached the point where we've covered the basic meanings of all 6 Latin noun cases. So we started off, if you've been following the videos through, and I introduced this board here in the singular with all these different forms of the word puella. And I think some people, quite understandably, might have been thinking, though, how can they all mean girl? It's ridiculous. Who invented this language? But now we know that the precise nature of Latin utilizes the case system to pinpoint specific function and identity within the sentence of the words. This becomes important. We don't have the, we don't have a. The sentences are very, very long. Well, they're frequently quite long. And the word order's very flexible. So we really need to know these endings, understand the nature of the cases, and then we're on to a winner. So you've done very, very well. I hope you're feeling that it's all going in. You can always go back to some of the videos if you need to, just do any recap. I advise you not to rush through this. Take your time, master one thing at a time. But we're doing really, really well, guys. And yeah, so last 3 cases. Genitive, of the. Dative, to or for. Ablative, by, from, or with. Certain keywords like in and cum, meaning with. So, villa, collina, via, arena, taberna. 2 new verbs, pugnare and stare. Okay, so that's all for today. I shall be doing a new video very soon, possibly in a couple of days, so stay tuned for that. I shall say thanks for joining me. Take care. As always, please like if you feel the video has been helpful, enjoyable. Subscribe if you haven't already. Throw us in a comment, let me know where you are in the world, and I shall say walete. Take care, guys. See you soon.